save the environment and human health.
The oil is just part of the section of the area, so we can try and move them to the safest side, and then we continue with the work with the process.
The use of fossil fuel significantly impacted the environment and human health by releasing greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, contributing to climate change, causing air pollution, and leading to various health issues.
We talk of air pollution. It is one that there is too much water on the floor, and water may turn into stagnant water. And this stagnant water may later not be good for human life.
Carbon, especially fossil fuel, does not importantly accelerate climate change and reduce harmful effects.
As a government official, we are looking for a way to reduce these things, but not to shut it down completely.
Good morning, I'm your moderator, Susan Aker. On behalf of this discussion, I would like to extend my very warmly welcome to all of you. We appreciate you are taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today. Before we proceed to our discussions, I will let you know the topic that we are going to talk about today. Here we have different professionals, and they are going to talk according to their professions. And we have the side who are proposing and the side who are opposing. So before we proceed, I would like to state some rules for our discussion. Our rules are, while the panelist is giving their opinion or point of view of the topic that will be discussed today, each panelist should not interrupt. That is the first rule. You will be given your time to share your views later, because each and everyone have that time. Let's wait for our time. And second to that, you need to keep time, because time is against us. And each panelist is given 5 minutes to talk about what he is talking about. So from there, I'm going to introduce each and everyone. I will let you know how many panelists are here with me. We have 5 panelists ready. So let me introduce to you our panelists one by one. We start with Ms. Yar Garang, our lawyer, and followed by Mr. John Mangok, our environmentalist, followed by Mr. Louise laku, senior government official, and we have Miss Monica Aliiric, the doctor, and lastly we have Mr. Emmanuel Kenyi, the journalist. So those are our panelists, and we are going to start our discussion. And to start with, I will start the first to give his opinion or point of view is journalist, Mr. Emmanuel Kenyi. You start to tell us how you propose the topic of the day. You are highly welcome. And make sure you give us one topic, and so we can hear from the other side.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Emmanuel Kenyi Richard. I'm the journalist of today's panel discussion, defending on the motion on how the fossil fuel affects our environment. The use of fossil fuel significantly impacted the environment and human health by releasing greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, contributing to climate change, causing air pollution, and leading to various health issues. When we talk about greenhouse gases, we talk about greenhouse gases are the gases in the atmosphere that raise the surface temperature of planet such as the Earth, and it caused by burning of fossil fuel, cutting down of trees, and other human activities.
Thank you, Mr. Journalist. From there, we are going to hear from our doctor how we think about the fossil fuels, how it helps the environment.
Thank you, moderator, for the time that you have given me. My name is Monica Aliiric, a doctor defending the argument. The first point is the early impact of air pollution. When we talk of air pollution, it is one that there is too much water on the floor, and water may turn into stagnant water. And this stagnant water may later not be good for human life. It may cause diseases like skin diseases. You may not have good skin when you have entered into stagnant water.
Carbon emissions are exaggerated. They are exaggerated in such a way fossil fuel are not sole contributors to climate change. Here you can see that there are some natural processes such as volcanic eruptions and ocean currents. These ones are the ones that also leads to what? To a climate change. It is not solely fossil fuel. And the second point that I'm going to be talking about is economic development relies on fossil fuels. So one thing here is that developing economies depend heavily on fossil fuels for growth of infrastructure and job creation. So if you tend to stop the production of this fossil fuel, you will discover that there are some of the infrastructures that depend on the what? On a fossil fuel for growth. And it is also what? It creates jobs for the what? For the citizens. And forcing out fossil fuels prematurely would hinder progress and make poverty worse, because you can see like a lot of people are depending on it, and then when you stop it, you make sure that what? People will be jobless. And the third point that I will be talking about is technology progress reduce what? The impacts. Innovation like carbon capture and cleaner burning fuels are significantly reducing the environmental footprint of fossil fuel, making it to be more sustainable.
So you are highly welcome, lawyer.
It's okay, moderator. Thanks for the golden opportunity. I am Yar Garang, the advocate of this panel discussion, and I'm against the motion that states that fossil fuel has harmful effect on the environment and human life. As a lawyer, I strongly defend the argument that carbon, especially fossil fuel, does not importantly alleviate climate change and reduce harmful effects. For example, the volcanic eruption, solar cycles, and ocean currents have had important impact on global temperature. As the legal strategy states that it has to emphasize the limitation of current climate models, and the argument that states that they are not fully account for accurate for natural factors.
Let's listen to our environmentalist, Mr. John Mangok.
Thank you once again. Save the environment and human health. And I'm going to public health awareness and education. Public health and education, environment and education raise awareness about the link between the environment, education, and the health problem in the community. When we talk about the health problem, some of the diseases, so that community will not know. But when we talk, when the doctors, they will give awareness about about the environment, so those community will know also to take care. Like you need clean water and the rest. So to be no.
Thank you, environmentalist. From there, we are going to continue listening to our government official, Mr. Louise Laku.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. As a senior government official, actually I'm not defending that one, because when you see fossil fuels provide a large amount of energy per unit, making them an efficient source of power for industrial transportation, and residential use. Means now, like for example, now if you see our generator here in Juba, it provides every household with electricity. That first. Secondly, if you see all this car that is moving alongside Juba, it's taking people somewhere. It means it's helping people. While it is okay, I will not disagree, but it's also helping people in another way around. It means we need to, as a government official, we are looking for a way to reduce these things, but not to shut it down completely.
Okay, thank you, government official Louise Laku. From there, we are taking our stage back to journalist Mr. Emmanuel Kenyi. You are highly welcome to stage again to also add another point on your discussion.
Okay, thank you once again. In South Sudan, South Sudan is one of the countries in the world that has been affected by climate change. The areas in South Sudan that have been affected by climate change are those along the River Nile. And those areas are those of Jungule, Unity, Upper Nile State. These states are mostly affected by flooding, according to the 3/4 of the people affected. When you go to Rakona and Bentiu town, these towns in the Unity State have been submerged by flood since 2021, and the use of the fossil fuel, like one of the government officials said, it is the cost of this flooding. If you are saying it is the cost of this flooding, though it is cheap, but it is the cost. When you say it, like you mentioned something of the city power. The city power now it is cheap, but nowadays it is very expensive. Even if you have a solar, you cannot compare to the city power. It is now cheap.
Thank you, journalists. Let's go back to our doctor of the day, Miss Monica Aliiric. You give us.
That's one, yeah. Second point is climate-related climate risk. What do I mean by climate-related climate risk? Is it may happen when the climate has changed, like in dry season, sun may be hitting on people too much, and this hitting of the sun may cause diseases or sickness like malaria and typhoid, which are not good for human life. Thank you.
Thanks again. Yeah, we give the floor to our lawyer of the day, Miss Yar Garang.
Okay, my second point talk about the natural disasters. For example, the urban heat island effect, where cities are warm than the surrounding areas, which includes they demanded the independent of temperature data.
From there, we listen to our environmentalist again.
Thank you. Health benefit is important to community. We are doing the great works to that community to open awareness and school and hospital to the community. Also, we are going to the rural area to see what are the problems when the environment problem facing that community. Some years to come, we are going to call the community to see to them, to awareness about them. Also, we have a time to talk those who are doing lecture, also to telling them the importance of the environment and the problem also. Yeah.
Thank you again, Mr. John Mangok, and so we'll take the floor back to our government officials. Louise Laku.
Okay. My second point is economic benefit. There's something people do not understand here. Like when you sleep away from these things, it's going to affect us. Seriously. Like if you see, the fossil fuel industry creates jobs to many people, and many people are surviving in these job opportunities. So it actually creates jobs, and when you're a citizen, actually when a citizen is getting job, like when you have many of your citizens are working class. By the way, your people they cannot suffer, and at least they can push their life than even to shut it down completely.
Okay, I think our discussion is going on well. And yeah, I will open the floor for each and every panelist here. Both of you, those who are proposing and those who are opposing. The floor is open for all of us, for all of you, I mean. Aside that, if you want to understand something from your colleague, if you have a question or you have something to add on that point, you are highly welcome.
Thank you. I just have a question to the government official, and the question is the same. How far as a government of South Sudan, the people, and when you go to the rural areas, those along the Nile, they are suffering seriously with the flooding. Most of the people that are staying inside, they stay in water, and they have been affected by diseases, waterborne diseases, and so forth. How far have you gone to these people? How have you been helping these kind of people, and how are you going to make sure that these people are safe and they're being brought from that places where they're. Thank you.
As a government, we are working slowly until we achieve our goals. We cannot just remove them from that area and take them to another area just like that one. I know they are affected, they have been affected with these things, and they are suffering really. But it's also helping the whole country. It's also helping the whole country, but we are not silent. We are working hard in order to solve that issues.
Until when, because the flooding is started, if I can remember, it is started since 2020, 21. Back then, up to now, there's people on the ground who have been suffering from this flood, and up to today, they cannot get the services that they're supposed to get. Like the school is not there. Health centers not there. The road is being washed away by the flood, and so forth. All these things. How are you going to say about it?
Actually, we are not going like it's need time. This thing needs plan. You cannot go and take someone and remove them to another. It could also cause another chaos. So as a government, I cannot promise you, but we have to work on it. We have to go and work on it, then we'll solve it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Government official.
Like, how is the government going to achieve its goal when people are suffering? Yet the people are the eyes.
Let me answer you. Yeah. I know people are suffering, but we're working hard with the humanitarians, aids. They are helping us. Not us alone.
Okay.
Okay, as a doctor, I'm also concerned about the life of humans, because when people are displaced, people may be suffering from diseases, people may not be having food, lack of shortage of food. So, on this point, government by itself cannot work by itself until it succeeds. Government can work with the collaboration of other organizations. As I mentioned it before, this humanitarian aid, it work together with the government. In case a disaster that has happened, they come together, they sit and they decide what to do to save the life of the people that has been displaced.
Actually, as a lawyer, have to state that, we in the position, we are not long time in the position. You know that as a government official, anytime you can be removed without making any sense to the people. If people are suffering, they can go behind you and advocate for freedom.
And still the one who have been put in that position can still continue with with what was being. No, actually, the person will follow the footstep of the other person who was in the position. Because if the other person was silent, then this one has no right to talk. Because the when it is the work of government, all of them are supposed to do.
Thank you.
No one is challenging because they are in the same government. They have to work according to what the government.
Thank you. The discussion is going on well, and from here I have a question to direct to Doctor. Our doctor is opposing the topic of the day that we can use the fossil fuels, and I want to know from her, how is it benefit to a human health to use the fossil fuels?
Okay. The use of fossil fuel, actually, let me try. Because if I do not bring it into your understanding later, someone may come and help. So the use of fossil fuel actually is a bit affecting people. Like I can say the use of fossil fuel, like let me say in like using transport from here going to Barakazan is costing too much. Like you cannot like you know that the 1 liter of fuel can cost a lot of money. Imagine if you are going from here up to Barakazan, how much are you going to buy fuel?
Okay, thank you. From here, I would also want to know from the lawyer, as you are the people to guide people, and this is the global problem to not even South Sudan, but it is a continental problem, and you are now proposing to use the fossil fuels. How are you going to maintain, or how are you explaining it to a community, the benefit of fossil fuels?
I think as a lawyer, we have to focus on adoption. We advocate policies that help societies adapt the potential climate change, like the impact such as the improved infrastructures and drought resistance and crops.
Okay, it has been a nice discussion, and from here I want each of our panelists here to conclude his or her points as the recap of the or the reminder to our audience. So from there, I will start from my right hand side. Mr. Louise Laku, you can remind our audience on how you think of fossil fuels.
Okay, I know our citizen is suffering. They are suffering a lot. But as a government, I always tell that we are not silent about these things. We are going to work hard. We are going to work hard with the material aids, with the help of international organizations, with the help of others, with the support from other countries. We are all going to work hard and rescue from these things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I will take the floor to Environmentalist to conclude his point on our discussion of the day.
Thank you again, Environmentalist. Sometimes we are going to talk about climate change. So if we are environmentally, we are going to the community to go and see something to come about the climate change, and then we will see also which area is going to affect it in climate change. So we will know, and we will what we will tell what to that community. So and we will get the solution to them. How can we make it? Yeah.
Thank you. From here, we are going also to hear from the doctor, Miss Monica Aliiric.
Thanks once again, President. As a doctor, I can say that one hand cannot clap. Me myself, as a doctor, without government, without consulting from government, how I can get drugs to supply them to the health sector, so I cannot succeed. I have to say that me together with the government, consultation from government and other from international. So I have to say that I encourage everyone to be patient, and I'm working hard so that everyone, every community, there must be early centers whereby children and the people in the community, when they are sick, they are able to go there in the early centers and they are able to get the drug.
Thank you. From here, I will be taking the stage back to lawyer. What is your last message to the community?
I can conclude by saying that crucial understanding of scientific evidence overwhelming supports that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuel, are primary drivers of climate, and we should actually.
Okay. Thank you. From here, we'll be hearing from the journalist, Mr. Emmanuel Kenyi. How are you making awareness to the community about what is going on about the fossil fuel? What do you think can help or cannot help the community? So tell us your last words.
Okay, thank you once again. The media is always there for people. This is what I can say. The media is always there. You can listen to the radio, you will get the information. We, the media, we are always there. Whenever there is something, we are always there. We went to the people. If there is a place being affected by floods or any of the climate change, we will be there, and we make sure that we get the information from the people, and we make sure that the people in the government and everyone in the country get that and know what is happening to the people. And what I can say to our people from the rural areas and all and everyone, including the government, let us listen to the news. Let us also listen to the cry of the people who are being affected by climate change in South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. From here, I would like to thank again our panelists. It was a very nice discussion, and they have already touched every part of the discussions, which is also understandable by our audience. And from here, we are done with our discussion. And thank you a lot for giving us your time. And it is really a great day. And from here, we call it a day because we are done with our discussion.
Thank you so much.